I want to tell you about an aunt of mine. Do you guys have an aunt? Yes. I had an aunt. Well, she passed away. You had a great aunt? Oh, so did I, but I don't remember. I have an aunt that passed away. I mean, she died about 4 years ago, and her name was Lee, but we called her Auntie Lee. I don't know why. We never called her Aunt Lee, or we never called her Aunt Lee. We called her, we called her Auntie Lee. And I loved Auntie Lee. She was my favorite aunt, because whenever we went over to her house, we did fun stuff. Okay, and it wasn't the stuff that Mom and Dad didn't want you to do, but it was fun. Like, we'd go over there and we'd bake. And she taught us how to bake. And we'd go over there, and then maybe we'd go to the neighbor's house and we'd help do their yard because the neighbor wasn't doing real well and they couldn't mow their lawn, or we, pick their weeds or something like that. And every once in a while, if we were really good, she'd give us a quarter. That's how long ago it was. We'd go down to the bakery on the corner, Muffaletto's Bakery on the corner, and we got to get a cream horn. Oh, they were wonderful. So I loved going to Auntie Lee's house. And as I grew up, I kept watching Auntie Lee, because when I got older, she still cooked and baked. She still went to the neighbor's house and helped with their yard. She still played with the kids next door. She still sung in the church choir. She volunteered at the hospital, and her favorite thing to do was to sew pillows for the surgery patients. They were called heart pillows because they gave them to the heart patients, and when you had to cough, you had to hold it real close like this, and then it didn't hurt so bad, I guess. That's what they tell me anyway. But she was always busy. And another fun thing about Auntie Lee was she celebrated Easter twice. Twice. On Easter Sunday, like today, we got cookies and pies, and every once in a while we get a little Easter basket with chocolate in it and that kind of stuff. And then 2 weeks later, usually 2 weeks, sometimes 3 weeks, she would celebrate what's called Orthodox Easter. Because my Auntie Lee was born in a different country, and she came over here when she was 10.
What country?
She was born in Russia. Yeah.
What?
Russia, yeah, that's pretty far away, I know.
Wow.
And so she would celebrate Easter with her church, what she called her home church that was down the street from her house. And then a couple weeks later, because the Orthodox celebrate a different church calendar than we do, they would celebrate Russian Orthodox Easter. And on that day, we would get cookies and pies and special bread and all that kind of stuff too. And I always thought that was so cool. We got to celebrate Easter twice. And so one time I said to her, "Golly, Aunt Lee, why do you celebrate Easter twice?" And she laughed at me and she said, "Oh, honey, I don't celebrate Easter just twice. I celebrate Easter every day." And I looked at her and went, "Huh? I don't get cakes and pies every day." And she said, "We celebrate Easter by going over and helping the neighbors. And we celebrate Easter by baking cookies for the person down the street who couldn't get up and bake her own cookies. And we celebrate Easter by going to church and helping at church." And I went, duh. She told me that you should celebrate Easter every day by acting the way that God would want us to act, by helping other people. And you know what? And a couple cream horns every now and then don't help. Hey, so pray with me, will you? Come on, get in here. There it is. Dear God, help us to celebrate Easter every day,
Help us to celebrate Easter every day,
just the way you want it.
just the way you want it.
Amen.
Amen.